introducing the premier low-post weapon out of Prentiss, Mississippi, Big Al Jefferson. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and it's Zeller in the power forward position. And then for Houston, and in the backcourt, Jeremy Lin along with James Harden. And it's center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons, and it's Asik in at the 4 spot.
Well, you know, guys, the Houston fans could be forgiven for not having heard of Umir Asik when the Rockets signed him as their starting center a season ago. He was a second-round pick out of Turkey in '08, a backup in Chicago, but he's quickly shown himself to be a key piece of this promising young core.
Here's Jefferson. Excellent D there from Parsons. And here are the Rockets now. Lin kicks to Harden. The basket good off the assist from Lin. Harden's got the first 3 points tonight for Houston. And you have to give the Rockets credit for going after Asik, a player who never averaged more than 15 minutes a game with Chicago, a restricted free agent with the Bulls, and became a very important part for the Rockets.
Well, they clearly saw something special with Asik. He's a great rebounder and defender, uses his body, understands angles, and plays that verticality really well as a defensive center.
There's the triple.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the basket.
Now it's sent it over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Kevin McHale.
I asked him what their focal point would be defensively, and he said that Al Jefferson is at the top of their scouting report. With his smooth, low-post repertoire and mid-range shooting touch, he can put up points in a hurry. He said they'll try to steer him to his left hand as much as possible and just hope for the best. Kevin will see if they can force him into a tough night.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And here is Zeller after Jeremy Lin hitting the 3. Shot clock at 6. And Walker kicks to Gordon. Fires from deep. Shot is no good. So Houston will take it the other way. And this matchup with Charlotte, first game of the NBA season for them.
Last season they had a very easy time with this club. And of course, being East versus West, they only got to face them twice. But I'm sure they wish they had them on the schedule more often.
And stolen by Howard. And Asik kicks to Harden. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rip.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Again, the miss by Gordon. Steve was talking before we got into that little segment there about playing them more, and it was 2 games last year, 2 wins. It's probably a safe assumption they've got a lot of confidence heading into this first meeting, Clark, this year.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, they appear to be at opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of talent. But nothing's ever a sure thing, Kevin. That's why we play the games.
I like that. Good. Both free throws good from Lin.
You know, when you lack impact players, playing against the Western Conference is going to be brutal. It's going to be difficult. And the Bobcats felt the wrath of the West because they weren't quite able to match up.
And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. 5th is Dwight Howard.
I think he cares more about shot blocking than any other element of his game does. Takes so much pride in it. That's why he was where he was on that list.
Gordon against Harden. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. Mark, as you said with the Bobcats, just absolutely abysmal against the West. 30 games against the conference, and they only managed 3, yes, as in 1, 2, 3 wins the entire year, Steve.
And 2 of those wins came against the Timberwolves, so how about that? I mean, 1 win against the rest of the Western Conference. That's a shocking number, but it just shows you how much work the Bobcats have ahead of them before they're able to really put together a good team.
Now here's Walker. Harden missing his last shot. Shot's good by Walker.
Hasn't been the hot start he's wanted here. I mean, he's got a few to fall, but doesn't seem on target most of the time he fires.
The 3 from Harden. The Rockets with another miss. Bobcats trail by 8.
It's a scary thought for the league, guys, if Michael Kidd-Gilchrist ever gets a reliable jump shot. I mean, his ability to slash and get to the bucket combined with a consistent jumper will make him one of the toughest guys in the league to guard.
Rockets on offense. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. And Parsons kicks to Lynn. The Rockets with another miss.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably from a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
And for Kidd-Gilchrist, the outside shot is a work in progress. I'll tell you what, he is a great slasher.
He's tough. He's got a good handle on the ball, and when he gets in the open floor, finishes well at the rim, sometimes through contact because of his strength. So, yeah, you're right. The jump shot is the last component.
Here's Kidd-Gilchrist after Jeremy Lin's bucket. And Walker kicks to Gordon. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Gordon's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Get that to go, but it's been a bumpy ride so far. Just 1 of 5 for him overall.
And now a look at Dwight Howard. Some stats on him. What a year he had last season. First in rebounding, second in field goal percentage. There weren't too many players better than him when it came to interior defense. He was in the top 5 in the league in block shots.
And, Steve, let's go back to his #1 ranking in rebounding. I mean, the top rebounder, that tells you just how good he was at not only rebounding, but he had to get in position, reading and reacting to missed shots.
Bobcats trail by 7. Walker with it, and it's Lynn picking him up. Kicks to Kidd-Gilchrist. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, coming into the league, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was the small forward who could give you a little bit of everything. And that's exactly what he did in his rookie season with the Bobcats.
When you think of the comparisons for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he reminds a lot of people of Gerald Wallace. What about
I like that comparison, quite honestly. Wallace probably the best player in Bobcats franchise history, Kevin, and both terrific athletes with major motive. Guys that you didn't have to rev up. Good defenders and rebounders. I think that's a realistic comparison. Tell you what, you got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
Jeff Taylor, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Now here's Sessions, and there's the feed to Taylor. 6 to shoot. The dish to Henderson. Haywood tips it back in.
He never gives up on a missed shot. He feels like every one is his, and that tip-in paid off for him.
Harden dishes to Lynn. Back to Harden. For the 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And Gerald Henderson with the slam.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Oh, no question. And he loves to attack the rim, doesn't he?
Ashik with it. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that concludes. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, Steve Clark, what are your thoughts?
And I thought the key in that first quarter was the offensive aggressiveness. They attacked the rim and got to the foul line.
And I sense they're really feeling good about playing at home, taking advantage of the home court.
Now here's Henderson. Sessions. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Harden. Henderson defending. And Ashik kicks to Lynn. 14 feet away. Kicks it out to Harden. Another miss by Harden.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, James Harden led the NBA last season, averaging over 8.5 made free throws per game. He's one of the masters at drawing contact and said, quote, "It gives me confidence to get some easy free throws and open up my entire game. I just try to be aggressive and get to the basket. It opens up my jump shot and opens up my teammates with defenders helping off." Guys, the Rockets more than happy running their offense through James.
Well, it certainly seems like a smart move for him. Thanks, Doris.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
He feeds it to Taylor. He dishes it to Biombo. Hits the jumper. Houston leading by 4. Lynn kicks to Harden. No good with the triple. The Bobcats have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's Pargo, guarded by Harden. Here's Sessions. No good on the three.
How it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Parsons passes to Howard. Here's Harden on the wing. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And that's now 9 points for James Harden.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know it by how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
You know, there are very few players in the NBA who can dominate just with their athleticism, but that's what Dwight Howard does. He's not a really skilled guy in terms of passing and shooting, but when he's healthy, there's no one in the NBA who can match him physically in what he does on the defensive end of the floor.
No good. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Bonnie Brewer's checked in for Omer Ashe. Harden against Sessions. Sessions gets a screen from McRoberts. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And it's now only a 1-point Houston lead. And Steve, you talked about Howard. I think you can make a case pretty easily that he is the most athletic center in league history. Not just now, but overall in the NBA. When you talk about Clark, you know, his combination of size and explosiveness.
The list is short when you talk about guys of his size with his athleticism, so he clearly is in the conversation. You talk about a 38 to 39-inch vertical and the way he's put together and built. I can't think of another center his size who jumped like that.
Now, here is Harden after the miss from Parker. Count the bucket. Howard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Kevin, too easy. I mean, the defenders were sort of looking at each other like, whose man was he? And everybody thought somebody else was going to guard him, and nobody did.
Back to Taylor. He kicks to McRoberts. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. And the pass to Sessions. Feeds it to Parker. Clock at 4. Launches it. Shot is off. And Houston the other way now. They've led by as much as 10.
You know, something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound totals are almost identical.
No separation there. Not yet anyway.
I'll tell you what, he takes a lot of punishment inside. When Howard gets the ball in deep, defenses are looking to foul him hard because of his difficulties at the free throw line.
And he's a devastating finisher when you let him power it up to throw it down. He's a former dunk contest champ, Steve, so you give him a chance to do that, he'll make you part of his highlight reel.
Aaron Brooks is checked in for Jeremy Lin. Walker against Howard, and Walker kicks to Jefferson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Steve Clifford has 13 years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as a new coach in Charlotte. I think he's a guy that's going to do well there.
Now here's Howard. He's got 6, and the shot is good.
What a great little run he's on here in the quarter.
1:24 left to play here in the half. And Clifford, the 6th head coach in the Bobcats' 10-year history, Steve.
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach. Always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact in Charlotte.
So for the Rockets, Smith comes in for Dwight Howard. That's Caspian for Chandler Parsons. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the fact that they're playing well, close to the hoop, finding points in the paint, I mean, they've got it all going tonight.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, for the Houston Rockets, a remarkable rebuild process since 2009. They remained around a 500 team, trading for draft picks and young prospects, preserving cap space, and acquiring the elite talents of James Harden and Dwight Howard. They've become, once again, a contender in the West. Kevin, this is a young team poised to make some real noise.
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
Well, great sign, because after that poor first quarter, now they're playing better offensively, and they have the lead.
And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating. That is good. And And that's now 6 points for Al Jefferson.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Brooks dishes to Casper. Back to Brooks. Harden outside. Brooks left side. Passes it to Caspi. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And it's the Bobcats with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Walker goes in. Nice D from Caspi.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points.